Good morning, student. In the last class, we have discussed about the fundamental of computer. It's a basic concept. Okay. So today's class, we are going to start with the actual syllabus. The first chapter is overview of computer. This complete syllabus of your the complete basic knowledge of the computer. Okay. In the last class, we just know about what is computer. So what are the fundamental characteristics of the computer? But this class we are starting with the complete syllabus. That's the first overview of computer. In an overview of computer, so we have going to study about the fundamental of the computer. What we have discussed in the last class, the same thing we are going to discuss in this class also, and this is actual syllabus of your syllabus. Okay, in the subject. Okay, let's start with the first chapter, that is a overview of computer. Okay, so what is the meaning of overview? Overview is nothing but the fundamental of the computer, right? So in this fundamental of the computer or overview of the computer, the first question is what is computer, right? In the last class we have discussed what is computer. So as we know that, so computer is an electronic machine. Obviously, why it is called as an electronic machine? Because the complete computer parts is made with the electronic particles. Electronic particles is nothing but is a electronic materials. So it is completely made with the electronic material. That's why it is called as a electronic machine. Yes, of course. And it can be store, recall, and process the data. So you know that what is the store data, what is recall data, what is process data, because I have explained all these things in the last class. So I hope you no need to repeat this session again, which means that this is definition, explanation again, because in the last class I have did. So it's okay, I will explain once again. What is the meaning of store data? Store data is nothing but we can store the data of any data in the computer. So how it will be stored? It will be stored in a memory, right? It will store in a memory, right? It will store in the form of bits. It's the form of bits. You know that bytes, bits. So 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. I have explained in the last class, and detail about this we are going to learn in the later chapter. So as of now, you should think about how the data will store in a computer memory. It will store in the form of bytes. Okay, it will be stored in the form of the bytes. So 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. So it will be store the data in the form of bytes. Bytes is nothing but 0 and 1. So here you should remember, or you should keep in your mind, that is computer will store the data in the form of 0 and 1, because the computer can understand only 0 and 1, not any other languages. Okay, so whatever the languages or whatever the data we are giving to the computer, that is because of our reference. Okay, but computer can understand only 0 and 1. So that's why the data will be stored in a bytes form. So we are going to learn about the bytes and bits in the later chapter. So as of now you have to think that, so the complete data will be stored in the memory in the form of bytes. The bytes is nothing but 0 and 1. This 0 and 1 is called as a binary value. Okay, and recall. Recall nothing but when you want the data to retrieve, you can retrieve the data from a computer's memory. So how you are going to store the book in the book rack, and how you are going to select any book from the rack which you want to read. So same thing, here data will be stored in the byte form. Then you can retrieve the data from the computer's memory when you require it. That's called as a recall. Recall, which means whenever you want to read a data or retrieve the data from the memory, you can access that. Okay, and process the data. Process the data means using this data you can do some work, you can do some task. That is the meaning of process the data. For example, in the last class I have explained with an example, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, which means 2 is the one data, again 3 is the another data. Here what we have to do, we are going to add the 2 and 3, you will get the answer 5. So addition is a task. Addition is a task. Same here, the processed data, which means whatever the data we are stored in the computer's memory, we are using the data to achieve the particular task. So we are doing some action here. For that action called as a processing. That action called as a processing, that is a process data. Okay, so what is the computer now? Computer is an electronic machine. It can store the data, right? And it can recall the data, and it is the process the data. And it can perform task or complex calculation according to set of instruction or program. Of course, computer can run with a set of instruction, right? In the last class I have explained so how the computer is work. It will work according to set of instruction which we are giving by users, right? Now ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವೋ ಆ ಥರ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ we are giving the set of instruction to the computer. So the computer hardware just follow the instruction to do the task. So that is about the computer. This is the definition of the computer. Let's go the next topic, that is the characteristics of computer. In the last class I have explained so what are the characteristics of the computer. So I hope you know that. So what are the characteristics of the computer? There is a memory, speed, accuracy, diligence, versatility, reliability and automation. These are the characteristics of computer, right? Each person has their own character, means the computer also has their own character. So that is called as the characteristics of computer, right? ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೂ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಸ್ಪೆಷಾಲಿಟಿ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಥರ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ಅದರದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದೋಸ್? ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್, ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ, ಡಿಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್, versatility, reliability, automation and memory. So you should remember all these words, the characteristics, and when they ask for 5 or 3 marks, you should explain all the characteristics. This is the one of the important topic in this chapter. At least if you not able to explain all those things, but you should name all these characteristics. Okay, so let's go for the detail of the characteristics. The first one is speed. In the last class we have discussed everything of these characteristics of the computer, right? And here today's class just recall the what we have did in a last class. So speed. So speed, which means the speed it shows the computer working performance, right? The speed it show the computer working performance, which means it will show the how fast computer will work, how fast the computer will work. It shows it, and it will be measured by MIPS and BIPS. Means what? MIPS means million instruction per second. The computer work in how many instruction can be run or access in second. So million instruction per second, which means in a 1 second it can access or it can perform the million instructions. So which means that much of speed is it has in a computer to access the instruction, and billion instruction per second. So in million or billion instruction per second, in a second it can be run or it can be access that instructions. So that fast it is working. Okay, that is about the speed. And next thing is the memory. So as we know that why we are using the memory in a computer, to store the data, right? So I told about the bytes, which means the data will be stored in the memory in the form of bytes. The bytes is equal, 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits here. 8 bits is nothing but the bits is a binary value, that is 0 and 1. The bits is a binary value, that is 0 and 1. Why? Because the computer can only understand the binary value other than any other languages. Okay, so whatever the data we are giving through a keyboard or any input devices, that because of our reference, just because of our reference, because we can't understand the binary value, that is 0 and 1. We can't understand completely the set of instruction if it is in the form of bits. So computer only can understand it. That's why it will convert the high level language to low level language. High level language is nothing but what are the program is developed by users, that is a high level language. Low level language, which means it will convert to a bits form, that is a binary value form, which is can understand by computer, that is a low level language. So by using the assembler, it will convert from high level to low level. So detail of this we are going to learn in the later chapters. But as of now, you have to know that the computer will store the data in the form of the bytes. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. They stored large volume of the data. Of course, the computer can store the large amount of the data, right? That's why we are using the computers to store the data and information. Okay, that is about a memory. Next is the accuracy. So what is the accuracy? So how exactly the computer will work? How exactly the computer will give the result? Even women can do the mistake while they are working in any work, in their task. Right? The woman can be mistake with their task, but computer never make a mistake. It gives the exact result to the task, according to the task. Right? That is how exactly it gives the result. That is it shows the accuracy of the result or task. So that is the one important characteristic, that is the accuracy. So accuracy is the exact result without any mistake. Of course, the human being can be make a mistake to do some work, but the computer never do the mistake. Right? So that's why it gives that accurate result to the task. Right? Next is the versatility. Versatility is nothing but a multi-talented. One person can have the multi talent in their knowledge, right? So he has the multi-talent. We can say that one person has a multi-talent. The same thing the computer as a multi-talent. So it is not going to just store the data, is not going to just recall the data, is not going to just process the data. It will do almost all the performance, the tasks which we are giving by users. So that shows the multi-talent of the computer, that is a versatility. The perform multiple tasks at a time, right? For example, in your mobile, you can use the application, you can listen to some music, right? You can do some other work, which means, so at a time you can use 2 or 3 work in one computer. That is a multi-talented. So it's a versatility. This gives the multi-purpose of the work, right? That is about the versatility. Next is a diligence. So which means human being can get tired if they do too many of the work, right? Too much of the work, the human being can be tired, but the computer never gets tiredness. It never gets tiredness, and there is no loss of concentration of the computer. So you can think that the person can be lost the concentration after 1 or 2 hours of the working, but the computer never lost their concentration. Lost its concentration to do the work. That is a diligence. So no tiredness and loss of concentration. So if you are giving the any work or any task to the computer do the complete task without any tiredness and without loss of concentration. That is about the computer's character. Next is the automation. So automation, which means is just more than adding machine. So when the computer came to this world, so for first purpose we are using for the calculation, but later we know that not only for calculating machine, it has something else capacity to do the some work. So that is a automation. Not only for addition machine, calculator, it also more than that. That's why we are using the technology in this generation, right? That is about the automation. And next is a reliability. So reliability can be do the multiple tasks. It has the capacity to do the multiple tasks. The same as your versatility. It can do the multiple tasks at a time. The next one is, the last one is a cost effective. Cost effective, which means it will reduce the using of the paperwork. So before coming this computer, we are using the manual work. For manual work, if you are store some data, we are using the papers to write some data and store it in the one file. So on that time we are using the lot of paper to store the data. So after came with this computer, the paper usage will be completely reduced. So there is a reduce the amount of paper use and human effort and reduce the cost. Obviously when computer came, almost all the manpower will be become little less. It is not taking the much of manpower. Why? Because computer can do all the work as a man, right? That's why the manpower become low and it reduces the cost of the paper, which means the usage of the paper will be reduced, which means we can save the money, and the computer, it is not the huge amount of the money is not required for the computer storage than your papers. So that's why it is a cost effective, and these are the characteristics of a computer. So in the last class we have discussed the same thing, but just I am recalling the what we have discussed in the last class, right? So we'll see about the next thing, that's a data and information. Data and information. So what is the meaning of data and information? What is the difference between data and information? First we have to know about what is data, what is information, then what is the difference between them, right? First one is a data. Data is a collection of unprocessed item which can text, number, images, audio and video, right? Data means is unprocessed data. What is the meaning of unprocessed data? Which means to take the any result from the data become the unprocessed. I already told that, give an example, that is 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 2 and 3 is the data because it is still a unprocessed data. So when it will be added together, you will get the result 5. The 5 will be the information because it is a useful information. It is a meaningful information, right? For example, the person name is a Param. For example, here if I am giving the name and is age like this, is it the meaning of this? See here, Param 16. So what is the meaning of Param 16? So I understand anything in this Param 16? No. You don't know whether the Param is a name or anything else. You don't know why the number is right here, whether it is age or something else. You don't know about that. Which means it's an unprocessed data, meaningless data. We don't know what is Param, we don't know what is 16. This type of the data called as a data. The data is an unprocessed or meaningless data. That is called as a data. So what is the information then? information is a processed data. Information is a processed data, which means it is a meaningful information. So it has some meaning when we are seeing that information, or some when we are seeing that data, you can understand it has some meaning, right? So when you are seeing this param 16, you can't able to understand what is this. You just seeing that param 16 because it doesn't have any meaning. It is unprocessed. That's why it is called as data. But when you came to this information, see here, name is equal to param, age is equal to 16, which means now you can understand param is the name, 16 is age, right? So here we get the information, that is a name is the param. So param is the old of 16, right? So his age is 16. So now you get the, what is the meaning of param, what is the meaning of this 16 number. So before that, when it is in the form of data, you are not able to understand what is the meaning of param and what is the meaning of 16. That is called as a data. Data doesn't have any meaning. It is an unprocessed data. That is called as a data. And information is a processed data. So that is called as a information, which means whatever the data you are read as a information, that you will get the some meaning. You will get the some meaning. Here name is equal to param, age is equal to 16. By default you can understand the name is param, param is age is 16. So by default you can understand is what is param and what is 16. This is the main difference between the data and information. Some of the students understand data and information are the same thing. Yes, of course it's the same thing, but it has a something different. It has a something difference between them. Data, which means it is an unprocessed data. Information is a processed data. I hope you understood now what is data, what is information, and what is the difference between them. Okay, let's go for the next topic, that is a system software and hardware. Software and hardware. So you know that what is software, what is hardware. At least you are not heard these words. At least you have heard these words, software and hardware. Right? So we'll see the what is software and what is hardware. In a software, see here in this picture you can recognize what is software and hardware. Software is a system and application. Software is a system and application, and hardware is the physical part of the computer. That is the hardware. You know that, right? Software, which means it is not a physical device, but use this software, you can run the physical devices. It is not a physical device, but using this software you can run the hardwares. Right? What is hardware? It is a physical part of the computer, that is called as a hardware. So that you know, right? So we'll see the what is software, what is the type in the software. The software is a set of instruction, or it's a program in the form of program that will give the instruction to the computer what has to be do. What has to be do. It gives the instruction to the computer what has to be do. That is called as a software. Okay, in the software there is a two types. There is a system software and application software. Right? You know that you are using the system software as well the application software, but you don't know what is that. What is the difference between that? The software is a set of instruction. It gives the instruction to the computer what has to be do. There is a definition of the software, but in a software there is a two type. One is a system software, the another one is a application software. So what is the meaning of system software? What is the meaning of application software? What is the difference between them? Right? Let's know about what is system software. System software maintains the operation of the computer and its devices. Its devices means when you are brought the new mobile, when you are brought the new mobile or buy the new mobile, right, you are going to on the mobile, you are going to switch on the mobile. It will show some Android software or it will show the some Mac software. That Android or Mac software, that is a system software. In a computer, Windows, Linux, Unix, right? When you are buying a new computer or new laptop, so when you are install the software, operating system is a system software. Operating system is a system software, right? That using that operating system only you can use the computer. Without operating system, can you use the computer or any laptops? No. Without Android or any Mac or software, can you use your mobile? No. Right? That is a system software. That software, why we are use the system software, operating system, why you need? Because we have to use the mobile or any laptop by giving the instruction through a system software. By giving the instruction to the system software or operating system. Operating system is a system software. Without operating system, you can't do any work in a computer as well your mobile. ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವೇನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದು ಯಾವ ಥರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಏನು ರನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಯಾವುದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್. ದಿ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ work power in the hardware of the hardware. Okay, that is a system software. It will maintain the operation of the computer and its devices. Right? Computer ಗೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ವಿಂಡೋಸ್ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಹಾಕಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಈಗ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್. It doesn't do any work. It doesn't do any work without any operating system. Okay, so that is about your system software. So what are the system software? There is a operating system is a system software. So what are the operating system we are using? Windows, right? Linux, Unix, in mobile, Android, Mac. So these are all the operating system. So that is called as a system software. Without operating system, we can't work any mobile or laptop. Okay. So services as interface between users, application software and computers hardware. What is the meaning of it serve as a interface? Of course. Why it is called as an interface? When users use the computer. So how you are going to use the computer? Through your operating system. The operating system is an interface between the user and computer. Operating system is a interface between the user and computer. Without operating system, can we use the computer? No, not at all. So it gives the interface between the user and the computer, right? So it gives a bridge between the user and computer, and it using this operating system, then only we can use the application software. Yes, of course, because it gives the interface between the computer and users, means then only it can be give the permission to use the application softwares, right? And it's the computer hardware. What is the meaning of it will serve the computer's hardware? So without operating system, can you use the any mouse or keyboard? No, nothing, right? So even though mouse is not working without operating system, even your keyboard is not working without operating system. So once you install the operating system, then only you can use all the physical part which is connected to the computer. So that's why the operating system or system software will instruct the all physical devices which is connected to the computer to how it will be worked, and it will give the instruction to application software what has to be do, and it gives the interface between user and computer. It mainly used for interface between the user and computer. So then only we can communicate with the computer. Without interface we can't be communicate the computer. So if you are not able to communicate the computer, of course we can't able to use the application software, and any hardware devices can be run there, right? So that is about a system software. So I hope you understand what is the system software. It is a operation of, or else it is a system software is a operating system that can be control overall operation of the computer, and it serves as a interface between the user and computer. So this is the definition of the system software, and you know that now. So how important of this system software, and what are those system softwares? So operating system, there is a Windows, Linux, Unix, Ubuntu, right, and Mac, Android. These all are the operating system, or these all are the system softwares. Okay, and the next step is the application software. What is the meaning of application of software? Sorry, application software. Now you know that what is system software. System software is nothing but operating system. Without system software we can't able to use the computer. So that all the information you got it. So what is the application software? Application software is a program designed to make user more productive. More productive means, so you have the operating system in your computer. Windows is a one operating system. Okay. So you are install your operating system in a computer. Now computer is ready to do the work by user's instruction, according to user instruction. Now user give the instruct to the computer. So how the user going to instruct the computer? Now for example, I want to write the one letter in a computer. How can write the letter? By using the Word, MS Word, right? By using the MS Word. The MS Word, then MS Office. How can I get the MS Office? That is a application software. That is a applications. Whatever the operation is required to do the in a computer. So whatever the operation is given by the user, then the computer requires some application to do the task. Okay. So which means here every work has there some application. Then you can do the work. For example, in your mobile, if you want to do the text, or if you want to send the message, what you will do? You are going to do in a message application and type the message, and you are going to send it. And if you want to take any photo, picture in your mobile, what you will do? You will go to the camera application and you will take the picture, right? Same thing, whenever you want to do some particular task, it requires some particular application. So this application is how it works. It will be a set of instruction, or else it is a program. It is developed by the software. It is developed by using some software. So using that application software, that's why it is developed by some software, right? So this software become a application now. The camera is a one application, messenger is a one application, right? So everything is a one application. That's why name become a application software. Without application software, you are not able to do any work. So you maybe do the some of the work, but still it will give the more productive means. If you are using the more application, you can use the take the advantages of the application software, right? So camera is one application, which means when you want to take a picture, so the easy way is the application, right? So if there is no camera application, how you will take a picture? You have to search for where have the take pictures and which step we need to follow to take a picture. Right? That may be difficult, but using this application software you can easily do your work. Right? That's about the application software. It is a program. It is a program developed by some software. It gives the more productive form to use the work, to use some application. That is a application software. Now I hope you got that what is a system software and what is a application software. Okay, so what are those application software? Tell me. Camera, messenger, contact. These all are the application software. What you are called as an app in your mobile, right? What you are called as an app in your mobile, that is a application software. The app full form is a application, right? You are going to install some apps in your mobile, which means you are using some software application to do the work. That is a application software. So whatever the application you are using in a mobile or you are using in a computer, that is all are the application softwares. So this application software can run, and it's depending on your operating system. Without operating system, you are not able to work the application software. You should remember that. The operating system or system software can be run without application software, but application software should depend on your operating system. Okay, that's a main difference of the system software and application software. So I hope you understood what is system software and what you application software. What are application software? Okay. So next part is the hardware. So all the physical part which is connected to the computer, there is a hardware. So detail of the hardware we are going to learn in the later chapters. But when you heard about hardware, you can recognize what is hardware. You can touch the hardware devices, right? You have seen that what are the hardware devices. What are the hardware devices in a computer? Keyboard, monitor, mouse, CPU. These all are hardware devices of the computer, right? So we are going to learn about the detail of the hardware devices in a later chapters. Okay. Let's see about the difference between the software and hardware. Software and hardware. So what is the meaning of software? What is the meaning of hardware? We'll see about what is the difference between them. Software is a set of instructions that tells the computer exactly what to do. Means what? The software is a set of program. You know that. What is software? Software is a set of program. It will give the instruction to the computer what has to be done. Which means it will instruct the computer what have to do in the next steps. That is about a software. Then what is a hardware? Hardware is a physical part of computer that causes the processing of data. It causes the processing of data, which means whatever the software tells to do the computer to work in the computer, right? The software will be instruct the computer to do some work. That work will assign to some physical device. This physical device do the work according to instruction. According to their instruction. That's why it is a fast processing of the data. Which means software will instruct the mouse to move up towards up. The hardware will be, which means the mouse will be do the same thing according to their instruction. Which means the hardware component working is depending on the software's instruction. So there is a main difference. Software is a set of instruction. It will tell the computer exactly what to do. The hardware is a physical part of the computer that will cause the processing of data. ಏನು ಡೇಟಾ ಇದೆಯೋ ಆ ಡೇಟಾ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಏನು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ. ಕೀಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಈ ಥರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಮೌಸ್ ಈ ಥರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಈ ಕೀಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೌಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ದಿಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೋ ಆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, so we'll see the next difference, that is the software cannot be execute without hardware. Of course, ಈಗ ಸಿ ಪಿ ಯುನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಿ ಪಿ ಯುಲಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಫ್ ದ all physical device of the computer is not connected properly, we are not able to install the operating system, which means this software cannot be run without a hardware. ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೇನೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ನ ರನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಡಿ ವಿ ಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸಿ ವಿ ಡಿನ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ರನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ರನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾನ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ, ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ರನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಡಿವೈಸು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್. ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ರನ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಎನಿ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್. ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳಿರೋ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್, there is no operating system there or there is no system software there. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನ ನಾನು ಹೊಸ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಪವರ್ ಆನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಆನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್, there is no operating system there. ಸೊ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ವಿತೌಟ್ ಅ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್. ಸೊ ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ dependent each other. The software and hardware both are dependent each other. Without hardware the software not able to work, without software the hardware not able to work. There's a one difference. And the next one is a software cannot be touched. Of course we know that. Can I touch the screen? Of course I can touch the screen, but I'm not able to touch all this word particularly, right? I can use this software, I can see these words, right? But I can't touch that letters or words. That is about software. Software cannot be touched, but hardware can be touched and seen. You can see the hardware, you can touch feel the hardware devices of the computer, right? There's another difference. We'll go for the next one. The software is a debugged in the case of problem. If there is any problem in a software, you can debug, which means you can just repair the software. So repairing software is nothing but debugging, right? If you have any problem in your mobile application, what you will do, you will just rectify it, try to rectify it, or else you are just flash complete your mobile, right? Which means if you have any problem in a software, it can be rectified by using the debugging. If there is any problem in a physical device, which means the hardware, what you will do, of course we have to be repaired it. Of course we have to be repaired if there is any problem in a physical device. If there is any problem in a software, what you will do, you are going to do the debugging, right? You are rectifying the software applications programming backend. So there is one difference. And the next one, which means the last one, the software is reinstalled if the problem is not solved. So when problem is occurring in the software, you are going to try to debugging it, but when you are not able to debug the complete software, you are going to reinstall the software, right? So if you are using some application, so if there is any problem in that application, you are trying to rectify it, but when you are not able to rectify the problem in a software, you are going to delete that software and again you are reinstall it. That's the one option you have to, you can do this, right? But in a hardware, what it will happen? Hardware will be replaced if there is any problem. if there is any problem in a hardware which is not going to be solved, right? If there is any problem in a hardware, so even it is not solved by repairing, then we are going to replace complete part of that device, right? ನಾವು ಏನಾರ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈವನ್ ದೋ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡು, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್, right? So this is the main difference between the software and hardware. So I hope you understood what is software, what is hardware, and what is the difference between them. Okay, let's go for the next topic. There is a block diagram of computer. So it show the complete part of the computer and how it works. It show the complete part of the computer and how it will be work. So I hope you can see the complete diagram of the computer, right? Here these are the program and data. Here we are giving the input here. So it has a storage unit. In a storage unit we have the two different storage, that is the secondary storage and primary. And the next here we have the CPU. This CPU contains the control unit and ALU. And the next one is the output unit. In the output unit, what you will get? You will get the information result. Information result. Let's see how the computer works. Computer ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಡೇಟಾನ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಡೇಟಾನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಹೌ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್. Here the first is a program or data. So think that you are just open your computer. Now you want to do some task. Now you want to do some task. What you will do first? First open your computer. Yes, you just open now. Okay, like this. Now next data you have to give the computer, right? Whatever the data you have to give the computer, it should be ready before you are giving to the computer. So what is the data now? Data is the unprocessed data. Of course, now I am giving some data to the computer because it is unprocessed. The output will be with meaningful result, that is the information. That is the information. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು, what is the data, what is the information, what is the difference between them ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಡೇಟಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ಡ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ಇನ್ನೂ ನಮಗೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಡೇಟಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡೇಟಾ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ 2 + 3 = 5. 2 + 5 = 5. How I am giving the 2 + 5 to the computer, how it will store the data and how it will be process the data and how it will give the result. We'll see that in this function. So now data is unprocessed data. I am giving 2 + 3 = 5. I want result is 5. I am giving the input 2 + 5. 2 + 5 is a unprocessed data. So here I have the data, that is a 2 + 3 is the your input data. You have to keep in your mind. 2 + 3 is the input data, which is unprocessed data you are giving. So where you are going to give the input unit. Input unit is nothing but a input devices. So what are the input devices? Keyboard, mouse, scanner, joystick. These are the input devices. These are the input devices. So what are those? Keyboard, mouse, joystick and scanner. These are the input devices. Through these all input devices you can give the input to the computer. Now I am giving the input, my input. What is my input? 2 + 3 is my input. I am giving to the computer through what input devices? Right? Which input device I am using to give the input? That is a keyboard. Keyboard is a input device to use to give the input to a computer. The keyboard through ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. In a keyboard I am pressing 2 as well, I am pressing plus then 3. This is input I am giving to the computer through input device. So, ನಮ್ಮ ಡೇಟಾ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು, ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೇಟಾ. Here I am giving the data, which is the data I am giving, 2 plus 3 is the data, and I am giving this data through where? Through a input device. Which input device? In the input device there is a 4 type of the input device, not 4 type. So it has so many of the input devices. So what are those? Keyboard, mouse, scanner, joystick. So these are our input devices. So any one of the input device I am giving the input. Which input device I am choose? That is a keyboard. Keyboard ಇಂದ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. I press 2 plus 3 now. Okay, imagine you are press 2 plus 3 in your computer. Then how it will be work inside the computer. So till that you can able to understand, you are giving the data by through input device. Now you are not going to know how it will be work inside the computer. Have you know that how your CPU work? No, just you are giving the input, it gives the output. We know that only the output, but we don't know how the computer will work inside. We'll see that now how the computer will work in this inside of the CPU. Okay, so I'm giving the input 2 plus 3 through our input devices. It will directly going to where? Your storage unit. What is the storage unit? Is nothing but a memory. Storage unit is nothing but a memory. What is a memory in a computer? Memory is a storage device in a computer to store the data. Memory is nothing but a storage device in a computer. It will store the data. Data na ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವ ಥರ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಬೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಬೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So in a memory there is a 2 type of the memory. The one is a primary memory and secondary memory. What is the meaning of primary memory? What is the meaning of secondary memory? The primary memory, it is a built-in memory of the computer. It is a main memory of the computer. So have you heard about RAM? ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನೀವು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ HGB RAM ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್, ರ್ಯಾಮ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಲ್ವಾ. ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಬಿಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ. That is a main memory of your mobile or computer. That's why it is a primary memory. Then you are going to add some more devices to store the data, large amount of the data. For example, your USB card, the chip, memory chip, or your pen drive, or your hard disk. These all are the secondary memory. This is a second option to store the data. Because main memory, the primary memory is very small in size, is not able to store the huge amount of the data, but we user want to store the huge amount of the data. That's why they are using the secondary devices. What are those secondary devices? Which means secondary memories? Pen drive, hard disk, CD, DVD, your USB card. These all are the secondary devices. So which is memories built in the computer or mobile, that is a primary memory. Okay, so that's why in a memory there is a 2 types. There is a primary memory and secondary memory. The primary memory is a built-in memory or main memory of the computer. In a primary memory there is a 2 types, RAM and ROM. RAM and ROM. What is the RAM? Random access memory. What is ROM? Read-only memory. These all are the primary memory. And secondary memory, I have told, that is pen drive, hard disk, CD, DVD, USB card. These all are the secondary memories. And a primary memory have the 2 types, that is a RAM and ROM, right? What is the RAM? That is a random access memory. What is the ROM? That is a read only memory. In our RAM, you know that when you are buying any laptop or any mobile, you just verify that how many RAM in this your mobile or computer, right? You are checking that So how many GB of the RAM is added, need? 4 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM. So it shows the storage capacity of the built-in memory. Right? There is a RAM to store the data. So whenever the data is from your input device, it will be stored in a initial stage, that is a primary memory. ಏನು ನಾವು ಡೇಟಾನ ನೀವು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸಿಂದ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಮೆಮೊರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡೀಟೇಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಯೂನಿಟ್, ವಿಚ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಯೂನಿಟ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಲೇಟರ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್. So don't worry as of now about any RAM and ROM. We are going to learn in detail in the later chapters. So as of now you have to know that. So what is a memory? In a memory there is a two types. There is a secondary memory and primary memory. So what is a primary memory? It is a main memory of the computer. It is a built-in memory. It has a two types, that is a RAM and ROM. What is RAM? Random access memory. What is ROM? It's a read-only memory. And what is a secondary storage devices? It will store the use amount of the data. What are those devices? That is a pen drive, hard disk, CD, DVD, USB card. These are the secondary storage device. Okay. So initially the data from the any input device, it will be stored in a primary memory. Now what the data have given here? 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3, where it will be go to store? It will be go to store in our primary memory. Now here stored 2 plus 3 here. Okay. Now it is a which operation? Addition. It is a some arithmetic operation. So in a memory unit data will be stored. Next is a processing unit. So processing unit is nothing but your CPU work. Processing unit is nothing but your CPU work. So how the data or how the CPU will be work in a computer, how data will be work inside the CPU. Okay, we'll see that. Here in a CPU, what is the full form of CPU? Control processing unit. Right? What is the full form of CPU? Control processing unit. It's the brain of your computer, of course, because the complete operation will be controlled by whom? That is from CPU device. CPU. Okay. The complete operation of the all the the hardware devices or the software devices, so software application will be controlled by CPU. CPU in the complete operation na control ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ CPU contains the motherboard. The motherboard will be connected all the computer devices and the system software also. So it will control by itself. So don't worry as of now, it will be learned in the later chapters. Okay. So we'll see the what is CPU. CPU is a main brain of the computer. CPU is a brain of the computer. It controls the complete operation of your computer. That's the CPU. In a CPU we have the two units. There is a control unit. Another one is a arithmetic and logic unit. And also we have other some resistors. So what is the resistor? It is a memory. Resistor is a memory, but it's placed inside the CPU. It will work as the same as your memory unit, but only difference is the resistor will be stored in a or placed in a CPU, inside the CPU. Okay. We'll see what is control unit and what is arithmetic and logic unit. So control unit, it will be control all operation of the computer. So it will control all operation. Computer means it will control the input device, it will control the memory device, it will control the output device also. So it will give the instruction to the input device to take the input from the user. Then only it will take. And it will tell to the input device, send your data to a memory unit. It will send to the memory unit. And it will tell to the memory unit, store the data in the memory. It will store it. And it will instruct the memory to give the data which is stored. It will give that. And it will instruct the output unit. It will produce or it will display the output on the screen that unit will be do that, which means every part of the computer it is controlled by where? From control unit. Okay. The next one, even the arithmetic unit is controlled by control unit. So what is the work of the control unit? Control unit it will be control overall operation of the computer. That is about control unit. Let's see what is arithmetic logic unit. So by name telling, that is arithmetic logic unit, it will do the some arithmetic operation, the calculation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, whatever the arithmetic operation, it will take, it will work under by arithmetic and logic unit. Not only arithmetic operation, it also work the logic operations and or not. These are all the logic operation that will take under by the logic unit. Okay. So in arithmetic unit, arithmetic and logic unit will do the some arithmetic calculation. Okay. Now, so I send the 2 plus 3 is the input through an input device. It will store in a primary memory now. So this control unit instruct that retrieve the data which I stored here, right? 2 plus 3. So it will send to where? Arithmetic and logic unit, because 2 plus 3 is a arithmetic operation, right? It happens addition here. 2 plus 3, which means 2 will be added to the 3, then it will give the result. That is a arithmetic operation, right? 2 plus 3, it will send to a arithmetic and logic unit. ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಏನು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಯೂನಿಟಲ್ಲಿ 2 plus 3 ಏನನ್ನು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನೋ ಆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಡೇಟಾನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಟು ದ ಅರ್ಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗೆ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Here what will be happen? Here the main operation or main task will be occur here. 2 plus 3 ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ, ಅದು 2 plus 3 ಹಾಗೆ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸಿಂದನೂ 2 plus 3 ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. ಮೆಮೊರಿಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆದಾಗಲೂ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 2 plus 3ನೇ ಇದೆ. ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅರ್ಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋ ತನಕನೂ 2 plus 3 ಹಾಗೆ ಇದೆ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Here, what is the definition of the computer? It is an electronic machine, right? And it will store the data. Yes, of course, I store 2 plus 3 in a primary memory. It will recall the data. It taking data to a arithmetic unit. It will send in the data to a arithmetic unit, which means it is recalling it, and it processing the data. Actual process of the data is happens where arithmetic and logic unit. In arithmetic and logic unit, what will be happen? 2 plus 3 actual addition has to be done in a arithmetic and logic unit. 2 plus 3 is what? Is a 5. We know that. But how the computer is work? By all these steps. Now, in arithmetic and logic, it will be process the data, which means 2 plus 3, it will be add the two numbers, 2 plus 3, it will give the result 5. Here, actual added the two data and it produced the output, that is a 5. This 5, where the result will be go, is not directly go to the output unit, it will send this result to a memory unit. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಯೂನಿಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಈಗ 2 plus 3 ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರೋ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ಗೆ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗೆ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು 2 plus 3 is what? 5. ದಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ 5 ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಟು ವೇರ್? ಮೆಮೊರಿ. ಮೆಮೊರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೋಗಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟು ಸೇವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ when the user need a output required or access the output, then the output will be sending to a output device. ಯಾವಾಗ ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೋ ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಡೇಟಾನ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ಗೆ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಮೆಮೊರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕು ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಅವರ್ ಡೇಟಾ 2 plus 3 here through a input devices. It will store in a memory. Again memory by using the control unit the data will be sending from memory into arithmetic and logic unit. Here all the processing is done. The result will be again stored in a memory. Now when the user need and require, the result will be sending to where output device. ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ right. Then the output will be sending to the output unit. So what are the output devices now? Monitor, speaker, printer. These all are the output devices. These all are the output devices, right. What is the output unit? So output unit, it gives the result of the processing units, right. It gives the result of the processing data, and so from where it will show the data or result? From the output devices. What are the output devices? Monitor, speaker, printer. These all are the output devices. Now I want to see the output from where? From monitor. It will display the output from where? Monitor device. It will show the output any one of the output devices. So here I am choose that I want to see the output through a monitor. So 2 plus 3 what? 5. Where the 5 will be stored? That will be stored in a memory. Now I want to know the what is the result of the input data. So this data will be sent to where? Output devices. So which device it will be display the output? That is a monitor. Monitor will display the result, that is a 5. Right? 5 is the output result. That 5 is a information or result. That is a meaningful information. Got it? So this is how the computer works. So first you are giving the data through a input devices, then this data will be stored in a memory. From the memory data will be sending to a CPU, and after processing to do the process, and after processing the data will be sending back to a memory. From the memory it will sending to a output devices. From output devices you can see the result or the meaningful information. So this is how the complete computer is work. Okay, I hope you understood. So how the computer is work. Okay, so this is the end of this class. In the next class I will explain the evolution of the computer. So I hope you understood all the basic concept of the computer. The first is what is computer, right? The computer is an electronic machine. It will store the data, recall the data, and process the data. It will perform the particular task according to the instructions. That is called as a computer. And the next topic which we have discussed, that is a characteristics of the computer. Right? What are the characteristics of the computer? Speed, accuracy, diligence, versatility, reliability, automation, and memory. These are the characteristics of the computer, and we have went through the detail of the characteristics, the speed, how speedily the computer works, how the data will be stored in the memory, how accurately it will be worked, and what are the versatility the computer has, and the diligence, automation, and reliability, and the most cost effective of the characters in a computer. This all we have discussed it in this class. And which topic is next we have discussed? That is a data and information. What is data? Data is an unprocessed data. It is a meaningless data which are giving to the computer to be processing. That is a data. Which data we have to give the computer to process some operation? That data is a meaningless or unprocessed data. That is a data, and information is a processed data, right? So all the data will be processing and it gives the information, right? 2 plus 3 is a data. So I will send it to the computer, it will process 2 plus 3, it gives the result 5. The 5 is the information, the result. It is a meaningful. What is 5? It is the addition of 2 plus 3. What is 2? What is 3? There is an unprocessed data. So when it become a processed, after the processing operation, it become a processed data. So this is the difference between the data and information of the computer. Okay. And next, which topic is the next? The next topic is a software and hardware. What is the software? Software is a set of instruction, right? It is a set of instruction to perform the computer, or it will instruct the computer what has to be do. Right? That is a software. What is hardware? There is a physical part of the computer which is connected to the computer, and this physical part will able to do the work of computer. It will be able to do the work of the computer. In the software there is a two type. There is a system software and application software. What is the system software? System software is a set of instruction, or it is a operating system. System software is an operating system. It will instruct the computer or it tells the computer what has to be do. That is a system software. So what are the system softwares? Which means operating system. What are the operating system? Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac, Android. These all are the operating system. Right? And the next one, in the operating system is Mega. What is the system? Sorry, what is the system software? It is an operating system. It provides the interface between the user and computer. That is the operating system or system software. It mainly used for interface between the user and computer. Okay. And what is application software? Application software is a program designed to make user to more productive, which means some of the application we need to run by using the application software. If you want to do the some particular task, then we want the particular application to do the particular task. That's why we want application software. Application software can run is depending on the operating system or system software. Without operating software, the application software cannot be run. Right? That is a system software and application software. And the next topic is the difference between the software and hardware. So what is software? What is hardware? How the both are different each other. Right? You know that software is a set of instruction. It tells the computer what exactly to do. The hardware is a physical part of the computer. It will cause the processing of data. So without software we can't use the hardware. Without hardware we are not able to use the software. And software cannot be executed without hardware. Yes, we know that. And hardware cannot be performed without a software. Right? Next, software cannot be tested. So as we know that software cannot be tested, we can just use that. Hardware can be seen and tested. You can feel the hardware devices. And software is debugging in the case of problem. Hardware is repaired in the case of problem. And software is reinstalled if there is problem is not solved. The hardware is replaced if the problem is not solved. So this is the main difference between the software and hardware we have discussed in this class. And which topic is the next we are discussed? There is a block diagram of the computer. So it is a complete block diagram of the computer, how it will be work. First, the unprocessed data will be sending from data. So we are sending that data to where? Input device. So through the input device we are sending to a computer. So this input device will be take the data from user and it will send to the memory unit. In a memory unit there is a two types, secondary memory and primary memory. In a primary memory is the main memory of the computer. It has a two types, that is RAM and ROM. RAM is a random access memory. ROM is a read only memory. It will store the data. Is a primary memory, and secondary memory, which means it is a huge amount of the data will be stored in the secondary memory. So what are those? The secondary memory, hard disk, CD, DVD, pen drive, the USB card. These all are the secondary memory unit. So first, whatever the data is sending from input device, it will be stored in a primary unit, which means the primary storage. Then through a control unit, it will be send the data from primary storage to arithmetic and logic unit. In arithmetic and logic unit, the data will be processed, or it will be do the particular task of the data. Then after the processing, it will get the result. This result will be stored in the again memory. This memory will be sending the data result to a output unit. Through the output unit, you are seeing the result. That result is called as the information. So this is how the computer is work. So this is the first class and the first chapter. So I hope you understood this concept well. So if you have any doubt, you can ask the doubts in a group without hesitation. Okay. I hope you understood the complete concept of the computer. So if you want any doubts, clarify any doubts, please ask me in the group. Okay, don't hesitate to ask your doubts. Okay, I hope you understood all this concept. In the next class, we will see the evolution of the computer. Okay, students. So I hope you understood all the concept of this today's class. We'll see in the next class. Thank you.